Is Putin seizing the moment as NATO's undersea protection fades, pushing his most powerful warship north just as Western submarine cover in the Arctic thins out? With Russia's most powerful surface warship heading north, is the Arctic fast becoming Putin's territory, turned into a fortified gateway for his nuclear fleet? After 29 long years, does Admiral Nakhimov's return to service mark a new era for Russia's nuclear fleet, restoring a cruiser built to intimidate any navy it faces? As Russia goes from strength to strength in the high north, is NATO quietly running out of options, with fewer ships and fewer submarines to push back? With no British attack submarines reportedly at sea, is NATO's Arctic front now dangerously unguarded, just as Moscow reinforces its own northern bastion? Amid growing NATO naval strains, Russia has now stationed its most powerful warship in the Arctic, raising the stakes in the race for control of the high north. Moscow has permanently based its premier nuclear-powered cruiser at an Arctic base, signaling that this region is now a core theater for its navy. On June 26, Admiral Nakhimov returned to Severomorsk after 29 years of overhaul and modernization, emerging as a heavily upgraded flagship for the Northern Fleet. Severomorsk is the headquarters of Russia's Northern Fleet on the Kola Peninsula, the nerve center for operations across the Barents Sea and beyond. The base provides Russian warships with year-round, ice-free access to the Barents Sea and the Atlantic, a strategic advantage unmatched elsewhere in the Arctic. Its location helps guard Russia's ballistic missile submarine stronghold in the Arctic, protecting the platforms that underpin Moscow's nuclear deterrent. From the Kola Peninsula, commanders control much of Russia's sea-based nuclear deterrent, making this one of the most sensitive naval hubs in the country. Admiral Nakhimov is a Kirov-class nuclear-powered guided missile cruiser, among the largest and most heavily armed surface warships afloat. Displacing roughly 24,000 to 25,000 tons at full load, it dwarfs most NATO destroyers and frigates operating in the North Atlantic. At about 250 meters long, the cruiser carries the size and deck space to host substantial missile batteries and onboard sensors. Its twin nuclear reactors and steam turbines give it immense endurance, allowing long patrols in harsh Arctic waters without frequent refueling. The ship's primary roles include air defense, anti-submarine warfare, and long-range anti-ship strikes, acting as both shield and spear for the Northern Fleet. It carries heavy anti-ship missiles and long-range surface-to-air systems, designed to threaten enemy carrier groups and defend key approaches. A layered radar and SAM suite lets Admiral Nakhimov shield other Northern Fleet assets, forming a high-value air defense node in the Arctic bastion. With a helicopter deck, advanced sonar, and anti-submarine weapons, it helps guard the bastion zone where Russia's missile subs patrol. Its home port is Severomorsk on Kola Bay, anchoring it at the heart of Russia's northern naval infrastructure. Strategically, its main task is to protect the sea-based nuclear deterrent in the Barents Bastion and cover Russian access routes into the wider Atlantic. Meanwhile, the UK has again reportedly been left without a single attack submarine on patrol, an alarming gap for a navy that once prided itself on silent reach. Reports suggest every Royal Navy attack submarine is currently docked or under maintenance, leaving no boats available for frontline missions. Several Astute-class submarines remain stuck in long-term repair or trials, according to open sources, further shrinking the pool of deployable hulls. Shortages of dry docks, spare parts and skilled engineers have all delayed submarine availability, turning routine maintenance into months-long delays. One submarine was reportedly partly cannibalized to keep other boats operational, a sign of how stretched the support system has become. Without regular sea time, crews cannot train properly, and vital skills start to fade even as expensive hulls sit idle alongside the pier. The Royal Navy has even turned to Allied submarines to help train its future officers, underscoring how deep the shortfall in its own fleet has grown. The UK's Astute-class boats are designed to hunt and track Russian submarines operating near British waters, silently following them and feeding intelligence back to commanders. These attack submarines also protect Britain's Vanguard-class ballistic missile boats during patrols, shielding the Trident nuclear deterrent from hostile submarines that may try to shadow them. As hunter-killer platforms, Astute-class submarines escort the carrier strike groups built around HMS Queen Elizabeth and HMS Prince of Wales, guarding them from underwater threats on deployment. Together, the £12.2 billion Astute fleet is routinely described as among the most advanced in the world, combining stealth, long-range sensors, and cruise missiles in a single platform. British sources told The Telegraph that Russian submarines have never successfully tracked Astute boats on sonar, underlining how hard these platforms are to find once they slip beneath the surface. Yet none of those technological and tactical advantages count for much if the entire Astute-class fleet is tied up alongside, unable to sail and unable to deter.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry guards.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.